What's up, guys? This is Kyle from Wax Museum. And like many of you, on Monday, I saw all of the social media posts and the sell sheets that Topps put out for its new Topps Chrome basketball product. So that prompted me to go to the website and take a look at the checklist. And I thought I'd talk about it here for you today. And quick disclaimer here before I get too far in. This is not buying advice of any type. I'm just a collector that's looking at a checklist. I'm giving some of my thoughts along the way. Nothing more, nothing less. You decide on your own if you want it or if you want to buy singles or whatever. Now, I've talked about this product just a little bit on a past episode because there was a Wembanyama autograph, a picture of that card that came out a while ago. So I will say I wasn't expecting much, honestly. I figured it would be a few retired players, a few stars, and then whatever rookies Fanatics was able to secure before the season started. And if I remember right, I said something to the effect of, the only way this gets real interesting for me is if I see the Players Association is attached to it. Well, guess what? When you look at even supposedly the box of the product from what the Topps website is showing, but if you look at the top of the sell sheet, there's a big graphic that features the Players Association logo. So that at least intrigued me a little bit because I hadn't seen a lot of the designs yet. But then I scrolled down, and I'll lead with this. The pictures on the Topps website of what I presume are the base cards, they don't look good. There's a Russell Westbrook and a Carmelo Anthony. There's a big basketball graphic with the nameplate that just looks really tacky to me. It just does not look professional at all. And there's some sort of a weird design in the background instead of the game photo, when great photography has always been a staple of Topps Chrome. And then they took the team names off the jerseys, which, I expected that. That's fine. And it looks like they raised the position of the numbers, though. Something just doesn't look right. Like, that was kind of their way of airbrushing that out and taking up that space. And trust me, I bought plenty of unlicensed cards, but these just don't look good to me. So that's the visuals of it, and I'll talk more about some of the inserts here in a little bit, but let me go through the checklist because that's what I said I was going to do at the start. So this base set has 190 cards total, and I've talked with guests before about how card number 1 is typically an important player, right? They do that in baseball now. They've done that with basketball in the past. So Victor Wembanyama is card number 1. I have no issues with that. And I went through yesterday morning and I tried to count how many of each type of player is in the set. So I might be 1 or 2 off, but I counted 91 veterans, 52 retired players, and 47 rookies. So to make it easier on us, let's just say roughly 90, 50, and 50. So I'm looking through, of course, I'm looking for Pacers, right? So I see that Tyrese Halliburton is the 4th card in the set. And that's what really made me perk up when I initially skimmed over the set, because I realized, okay, there's definitely going to be a lot more current players in this than I thought. So I noticed there were 7 Pacers total. 3 of them are rookies. And then I noticed that Metta World Peace, another one of my PC guys, is in there, although he's a Laker in the set. But I thought that was an interesting addition. And I figure some of it has to do with which guys are willing to sign, kind of like why Jalen Rose is in there too, although Jalen shows up at a lot of the stuff that Michael Rubin's at. So I guess those guys are close in some way. So as I mentioned earlier, this set involves a Players Association license, but it's not directly affiliated with the NBA. And we even saw this with some of the 70s sets. I've done a video about that before. So that means we get city and state names as opposed to the team names we all know and love. And if you look real close here, I noticed one of the team names, or one of the city names, or whatever you want to call it, is that the Warriors were called San Francisco. And I realized, oh yeah, because Golden State is not a real place. So I thought that was kind of funny. Now, one thing that worries me about any Chromium set is the chance that it'll be paralleled to death. So when I look at the checklist, it's kind of hard to read the way it's laid out. I counted about 20 parallels total, but the Beckett write-up I saw today, or I saw yesterday, said over 30. And it's a lot that we haven't seen in Topps Chrome basketball before. A lot of different kinds, not your traditional, or not just your traditional black and gold and superfractor, right? There's a lot more than that. So I guess it'd be really hard to keep the old configuration in the print run up at the same time. So that was bound to happen. But it was something that's interesting. So I guess some of those parallels we've seen in baseball, we're going to see those come over to basketball as well. I want to talk a little bit about inserts, and I'm going to read a snippet from the website that I saw. It said, key chase cards include super short print inserts like Expose, Let's Go, and Rock Stars, a nostalgic nod to a classic Topps insert from the 1990s. These inserts are extremely limited, with fewer than 100 copies each. And I'm going to pause there. From the looks of the checklist, those might actually be some sort of SSP, and I know that phrase gets thrown around a lot now. Expose has odds of 1 in every 486 packs, and the only parallel it has is a superfractor. Now, Topps was showing off the rock stars on their social media on Monday, and they made a real big deal about it. And, man, they got crushed in the comments. All the people and all the stories that I saw were not good. That doesn't mean that you should or shouldn't like it. Obviously, you go off of what you feel. I want to be excited about these, but once again, the airbrushed uniforms just look awful. And I saw the same thing with the Youthquake mock-ups. You know, nostalgia is only going to take you so far. Let me keep reading about the inserts on the site. It says, additionally, the Helix insert, which has proven super popular in Topps Chrome Baseball, makes its debut in this set, adding another layer of excitement. And you guys might remember seeing that one before, even if you're not baseball people specifically. I've seen it posted a lot on social media, and I don't follow all the baseball stuff, but it's the one that immediately makes you think of the Color Blast when you look at it. And then there's also an insert, I've got to point this one out, and I posted about it on social media already, but there's one called Sudden Impact that kind of reminds me of the Instant Impact set from Prism from several years back. They seem very similar, and I'm not sure that's necessary. Instant Impact is not even that popular. Why are we copying that? I don't get it. Or why are we making one that looks very similar to that on top of many other inserts? Now, I do have to talk about one other one before I move into the autos, which was the last part of that checklist. There's one more that caught my eyes. It's called 2003-2004 LeBron James Time Machine. And I'm really surprised that they aren't promoting that yet. Because it feels like they've used the LeBron stuff to drive this. They probably will as the promotion and the hype for this moves along. But yeah, I don't know what that's going to look like. And as you'll see later, there's an auto variant, so I know people are going to be probably chasing that. But your guess is as good as mine on that one. I don't know. Will it look like one of the original Topps cards? Will it look like the Topps Now card that they did where he's got the draft night suit on? I don't know. I don't know what that's going to look like. Okay, let me close out real quick here with the autographs. I think this might be their best chance to cover up some of those jersey logos by just whiting out the area and making the spot for the auto. But I'll also add, we don't know for sure if these are going to be sticker or if they're going to be on card. Aside from some of the Wembanyama stuff, because the Beckett article has confirmed that. If they're right, at least, they've confirmed that. If the rest of them are on card, that would be huge. Here are the auto sets that I saw on the checklist. I saw Topps Chrome autographs, certified rookie autographs, 1972 Topps autographs, and then lastly, the one I've already alluded to, the 2003-2004 LeBron James Time Machine autograph variation. As I was going through the player selection here, I thought we might see somebody that has signed for them that hasn't signed for Panini in a while, or that Panini's not able to get, other than LeBron, obviously. So I was looking for somebody like Jaylen Brown. Nobody like that. I thought they would probably have Steph and KD, since those guys have signed for Leaf and other, other unlicensed companies. They are not in there as well. So I think they're banking pretty heavy on the fact that people will be chasing Wemby and LeBron, and then whatever other rookies they've got as exclusives. And you know what? Supposedly the product sold out on Monday in the pre-sale, even though people are trashing it all over social media. So people are definitely wanting to chase those autos for the $270 price tag or whatever the box is going to end up costing. Obviously, out of those autograph sets that I named, the 1972 set stood out to me, seeing as I spent 9 years getting the real 72 set signed. And then Ron Artest is in there as a Pacer, although it's Meta World piece. So I'm probably going to have to pick up some of those. I'm scared to see what they're going to look like, though. But as of this point, yes, I probably will be at least chasing those. I should add, though, I think Topps needs to be real careful with all the retro stuff. I know collectors want it. I want it. But it has to be done well. And when it's not done well, it just cheapens the brand and it kind of cheapens the effect of that retro property that they've got. So that's kind of my initial thoughts on that checklist. I really am not looking forward to this a ton, but at the same time, yeah, I want to see what the Pacers cards look like in there. I want to see what those 72 autographs look like. And, hopefully some of this stuff looks a lot better than what we've seen so far. But the previews they gave us did not look great, in my opinion. So those are my initial thoughts. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Feel free to put that in the comments. Remember, there are new episodes of the audio podcast that come out every Thursday. And as always, thanks for watching.